and will always be a writer. And when I became a writer, I was led into the art of photography. So words and photos, after all, are complementary. And gaya ng marami dito, for me, writing in photography is a form of memory keeping, a form of self-expression, and a form of meaning-making. In that way, photography is an art. Art is creative, not just creative, but a creation. Isa siyang paglilikha. At ang art is also liberating. Ito yung mapagpalaya. At dahil ang sining ay paglilikha at ito ay mapagpalaya, lagi nung kakabit ang evolusyon at revolusyon. At sa akin, personally, ang evolusyon ng photography ko bilang sining ay tungo sa pagkikwento at pagkilos para sa isang mas mabuting mundo. So simulan natin ang pagkikwento dito sa photo na. So ito ay isang picture ng Rafflesia or Rafflesia. Isa sa mga Rafflesia na endemic sa Philippines, na dito lang matatagpuan sa Pilipinas. Now recently, there has been a study which increased the known species of Rafflesia from 13 to 15. So by recent, I mean just 2023. So dati 13, ngayon 15 na. And that photo that I've shown you was made into a reference photo of the species, yung Rafflesia mira.
Nag-ending agad.
Yeah. So that photo became more than a keepsake for me. Kasi as it is a good photo to have. Diba? On account of the plant's rarity, mahirap siyang mahanap, mahirap siyang matimingan na naka-bloom. Pero it went beyond a keepsake into something that has academic and scientific relevance. But that's not even the best part. Na itong species na to, so the species name is Rafflesia mira, merong controversy surrounding this species. So dahil ang sari buhay ay kasama ang mga tao, pag may tao, may drama. So sa species na to, merong drama. Now, this was photographed in Davao de Oro, formerly Compostela Valley. Doon lang sa area na yun, matatagpuan tong particular species na to. Within and around the Mount Candelaga mountain range. Sa bayan ng Maragusan, kung saan part siya ng Candelaga mountain range, merong ordinansa. Yung ordinansa na yun, sabi niya, itong species na to, hindi siya Rafflesia mira. Siya ay Rafflesia magnifica. So, when you describe a species for the first time, merong naming conventions. Simply, kung sino yung unang makapag-publish in a reputable journal, yun yung susundin. And apparently, nauna yung Rafflesia mira, kaya yun yung sinusundan ng mga scientists, ng scientific community. But, for some reason, enough to warrant an ordinance. Sa Maragusan, Rafflesia magnifica yung tawag nila sa species nito. One of the arguments, so we were able to read through the ordinance. One of the arguments was the botanical descriptions of Rafflesia mira and Rafflesia magnifica were different. But let's consider that for a moment. Dahil sa sobrang yaman ng biodiversity natin, hindi yun kahibangan. So for me, this photo represents a possibility and perhaps an opportunity for researchers to revisit the identity of this species. Here's another photo. Okay, so on the surface, it's a nice drone image, a photo of a mountainous landscape. But let me give you more context. Ito ay bahagi ng Yutang Kabilin or ancestral domain ng mga bahagi yan ng ancestral domain ng komunidad niya. And this photo, and the next one that I will show you, yung asawa ko yung kumuha niyan, si Dennis. So it was a co-creation with Robert, si Tacolti, and his group sa Lumayag Youth Collective for Forests. Now, as I've said, sa unang tingin, okay, drone image, mountainous landscape, but if you look closer, dun sa right side ninyo, it's actually degraded. So that's degraded land. And that has been degraded and deforested because it has been given over to commercial agriculture. What you have to remember about commercial agriculture is it's destructive and exploitative. Unang-una, it is often monocrop. By monocrop, isang uri lang ng plant yung tinatanim. So pag corn, corn lang yan. Pag soy, soy lang yan. And the second thing, it is heavily reliant on chemicals. And that's not a good thing kasi since lalo na dito mountainous, so when it rains, the chemicals will run off towards the water sources of the community. And that's what's happening sa komunidad nila. Another thing, if you do monocrop, mas susceptible to biological diseases and pests, yung plants. And it deprives the soil of nutrients. And most importantly, and the worst of all, you need to clear the land. At tanggalin mo yung ibang halaman at puno, paano mapagtanim ka? Now, Robert's group, sa Lumayag, what they want to do, what they're advocating for, is to go back to traditional farming methods, to indigenous agroecology. Because in traditional farming practices, a variety of crops is incorporated in the planting. There are planting seasons which follow the natural weather patterns. It follows the features of the land. So, yun yung ina-advocate nila. Now, in this next photo, again, another drone image. And if you take the time to look closer, on the upper portion, that's commercial agriculture, degraded. So it's in its follow season, kapag harvest na. But here, it's more lush. Now this photo is a proof of concept of what Sa Lumayag is trying to achieve. Kasi this part here follows the traditional farming practices of the Manobo. So you'll see different kinds of plants, of trees, so incorporated in the area. It's more lush. So in these two photos, you'll see the different impacts of different farming practices. You have the contemporary commercial agriculture and the traditional agroecology. And these photos are being used by this group, by this indigenous women and youth-led group to support their work. They use these photos when they're applying for grants and also when they lobby for policy change in a municipal level. So imagine the power photos can hold. It can support indigenous efforts and also possibly influence policy. So napaka-power. Next photo. These are photos of the Luzon bleating heart, one of the most elusive birds in the Philippines. So there are only several spots in Luzon, so it's only found in Luzon. There are only several spots here remaining where you can photograph this. And several birders regard these photos as some of the best of this species in the wild. Now, those and this one were photographed in Balusan Lake in Sorsogon. And this particular photo, may entrance yung park, may gate, dun lang siya sa harap. So, nanginginain lang siya dun sa harap. Now, I'm sharing that story along with the photos because it's a testament to whatever's happening in Balusan Lake is working in terms of providing a safe habitat for wildlife. So it's also an invitation to persuade you to visit the area, to support whatever conservation work is being done there. Because you have the possibility to photograph an elusive bird.